What's up everybody, it's your boy Sebastian here, coming back to you with another video. This is gonna be a very different video. I haven't done these types of story time videos before, and I'm fully aware of the fact that there are many of these kinds of videos of how Dark Souls saved my lives, etc. up on YouTube, but this is my take on it, on how Dark Souls actually changed my life for the better as a gamer and as in life. So I hope you enjoy the video, and please consider hitting the thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and do check me out on Twitch. It's twitch.tv/HellenSebastian. I stream every week. I'm currently going for the Platinum Trophy in Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. So, I am a trophy hunter, for everybody who doesn't know. That's basically what all my content is about, getting that 100% achievement on PlayStation games mainly, but I do play on PC as well. And one of the games that actually got me into trophy hunting was Demon's Souls, the remake that came out on the PS5 as a launch title. I actually wanted to play Demon's Souls when it came out, but my parents were pretty strict when it came to age restrictions, so I wasn't like able or allowed to play the original Demon's Souls when it came out, because I'm a fan of all the medieval stuff, you know, knights and swords and castles and monsters you fight. That's my thing, you know, dragons, etc. That's why I'm going for Skyrim as well. So my full story with Dark Souls starts in 2020, when the PS5 was announced and they showed off Demon's Souls. And I thought to myself that this is the time when I'm actually gonna play this game. Now I'm mature, I'm 21 years old, and now I don't need to ask for permission to play games that I'm really interested in. And Demon's Souls certainly was one of them, and to my surprise, my mother, who had told me that I cannot play Demon's Souls back in 2009 when I was 10 years old, actually gave Demon's Souls Remake as a Christmas gift, since she heard that I'm waiting for my PS5 pre-order to arrive any day. And I had to wait actually 2 months for the console to arrive after Christmas, because you know about the shortage when it comes to the next-gen consoles. They weren't available in 2020. So what I did on Christmas Eve is I had a PS4, and I decided I want to taste this game, because I heard that these are pretty hard, and then I figured that they are associated with this series called Dark Souls, and then later I found out that there's a Bloodborne and there's Sekiro, and a new game called Elden Ring is about to come. So I was going through the PlayStation Store on Christmas Eve, and I came across Dark Souls 3, which was apparently the most difficult game. I wasn't familiar with these titles at all at that point, so I looked at it and I thought that €5 might as well go for it. So my journey began by creating a character, going into the world, being on my own, figured out the controls, and after that didn't know how to proceed in the game or how to level up, nor anything. I went in totally blind, and I came across the first boss encounter, Judex Gundyr, and that first boss encounter, I was stuck on it for 2 hours straight. Didn't know how to beat it, didn't know how the role mechanics really worked, because up until this point I used to play only narrative-driven games or shooters with the lowest difficulty, because I love the convenience. So I had to look up a guide on Google, which I've never actually done before. So I learned to roll into his attacks, be patient, and swing whenever there's an opening. So I finally proceed to the next area, the Firelink Shrine, all the way up until Lothric Castle, where the next boss, the Vord of the Boreal Valley, kicked my ass again for an hour or so, and the runbacks were unbearable. And I thought to myself that if this is an early game, and if this is how it's gonna be, that the game just kicks my ass, I don't want to know what it's gonna be later on. So I pretty much forgot about the game. Finally my PlayStation 5 arrived on Valentine's Day, and I got to play Demon's Souls. And that game was even more daunting, since there aren't as many checkpoints as there are in Dark Souls 3. But I went through it, and sometimes, you know, a trophy would pop or whatever. And I hadn't really ever paid attention to trophies when they pop, or achievements, whether I played on Xbox or PlayStation, I never really cared about them. But I finished the game in like 7 hours. That's pretty little when you consider that the game is like 80 euros. So I had to, like, I wanted to play some more, because I knew that my mom had to, like, get gifts for all of us 4 children. Or children, I'm an adult, but her children, you know what I'm trying to say here. So I wanted to play again, and I decided that I want to collect everything when it comes to trophies. And that's how I started my trophy hunting journey. I got fully addicted to it. Then, after 3 playthroughs of Demon's Souls, I received the Platinum Trophy. And after that, I went for the Astro's Playroom trophies as well, because why not? And I got into trophy hunting. After that, I decided I wanted to do something different, and I went for Bloodborne. That's when I actually started to stream on Twitch even more. And I got some new viewers who helped me along the way, who had actually finished all of the games before me, and some of them actually had the Platinum Trophy already, and they were giving me tips and advices, which I was very welcoming towards too. And remember this part, because this is gonna be important later on. So Bloodborne actually was way tougher. I felt it was way faster, and when it came to like combat and pacing, you had to be more aggressive rather than defensive in combat. So I learned that mechanic pretty fast. Well, after that, I did another playthrough, did the Chalice dungeons, got into everything Bloodborne had to offer. Did even the DLC, because I just fell in love with the game so much, because it was so dark and gritty and, just my kind of thing. So I decided that I am going to Platinum Dark Souls 3 now, that I have 2 Soulsborne trophies, Platinum trophies. But I decided that I want to start with the first game. So I got the Dark Souls trilogy. I saw it on sale at a local game store here in Finland, and it was only like 30 euros as a new like a sealed copy. Had all the 3 games plus all the DLC. So I went for Dark Souls 1. Totally blind. Did the DLC as well. And then I decided, yeah, I'm gonna platinum this game as well. And what Dark Souls eventually did to me, like, if you've seen any of my prior videos, I've gotten the trophy for all of the Dark Souls and Soulsborne, like Sekiro, Elden Ring, and even the original Demon's Souls now. I've gotten all the platinum trophies because I love these games so much. And as of now, I've gotten 55 platinum trophies in total. And it feels just like amazing. And this is all thanks to Demon's Souls, because when these games were introduced to my life, I was at a really, really low point. COVID had shut everything down, and I'm a musician as well, and I was supposed to go on like a mini tour after I had released my second album in 2020, and that did not happen. So I was like in lockdown with everybody else. I did not study at that time. I didn't work, there was no work available for people who didn't have an education. It was really hard to get, so I was stuck like at home. I felt like I was a prisoner, and the only freedom I had was to play games. And I played Dark Souls games, and they taught me a valuable lesson about patience. And the game basically just puts you in this world where there's a lot of danger everywhere, and everything that moves wants to fucking kill you. So you are a loser when you begin your journey in any Soulsborne game. But are you gonna let the world just kick you in the face and do nothing? Hell no. So that made me like a way better gamer. Now when I start a new game, I'm not like choosing the optional easy mode anymore. I usually go with either the medium difficulty or with the hard difficulty. Not with the most extreme difficulty, obviously, when it's like cranked up to like 1000. But you get the picture. Like, I want to play games the way that the devs wanted you to play it. And that's what I want to go for. That's the gold standard. I'm not going for the easiest route anymore just to get a cheap victory. Neither am I allowing backseat gaming in my streams anymore, because I want to figure it out myself. Like, obviously, when I do trophy hunts, when I go for collectibles, obviously I'm gonna look up a guide about their locations to just save time. But when it comes to boss fights, or tough encounters, or you don't know where to go, I want to figure it out myself, because the feeling, the rewarding feeling you get after figuring something out on your own, there's really nothing like it, to be honest. But how it changed my life in general is I've learned to be more patient. I've learned that if I'm willing to commit to something, and if I want something really bad, I'm gonna work towards my goals, and I'm actually gonna be something at some point. During the time, or post-COVID, I made my first hit song that made it onto Spotify playlists, official playlists. I got myself an education. I'm a youth and community instructor. But the state of our country here in Finland, there aren't many job opportunities when it comes to being a youth instructor. And that's unfortunate. You need a higher degree for that. And currently, I cannot afford to go study anymore to a university or whatever. But what I can do is, I can focus on my other dreams, like someday maybe be a full-time content creator. I can't like see why not. I feel like my content has improved a lot this year. Hell, I'm gonna do a podcast with a fellow content creator, Wolfix, beginning next year. We're gonna do a gaming podcast in Finnish language, and we're gonna put an episode out, like one episode per week. And that's something I'm gonna commit to fully. And I want to make my content better. I want to make the music I want to, and I want to have them mixed and mastered properly, that they get the treatment they really do deserve, because I believe in the songs. But if I want to go for the production value that I dream about, I need to do something. I need to get some income from somewhere. And that's when I decided that, okay, I'm gonna go for another profession where you don't need an education. So I'm working at a warehouse. I'm like collecting stuff, mailing stuff, whatever. And it's tough work, but I get paid for it just so I can invest into my dreams. And some days just do feel challenging, and that there's no way of getting through this. But when you realize that there is no way around it, this day might be boring, it might be challenging, that's when you realize that no matter what I do, I am going to make it. It's up to me. I can either do something about it, or I can quit and be a loser and have that "you died" screen all over again. So I'm going to keep this job. I'm gonna keep making content. I have a perfectly good microphone. I have a perfectly good camera for the content that I'm making now. And streaming on Twitch, having a small community, is a community after all. None of us start with 100 viewers per stream. Sometimes I might even only have 5, sometimes 50. It depends very much. But I have a passion for it, I want to make it. And that's pretty much what it comes to. I'm just passionate about something, and I'm willing to put the time and the effort, even if it doesn't pay out immediately. And that's what Souls games have taught me, and that's how they have changed and improved my life. That's all I have for you guys as of now. I really do hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope it might have inspired you. If you haven't played Souls games, I know, they're not for everybody. It's very hard to get into them at first. If you're a casual gamer, or Even if you are a hardcore gamer, you might just not be into it, and that's totally fine. But I highly recommend you go try it, at least once in your life. They're not that expensive at any retail. Like, go for it, give it a try, and tell me what you think about it. Or have you gotten the platinum trophies as well? Have they improved your life? Let me know what you think about them. To me, they have actually made a difference in my life, and like, that's the biggest reason why I even got a Malenia tattoo. Wow, I've played some amazing games, and I can't wait to see what From Software does next with this genre of games. Nothing to it, guys. I'll see you in the next vid, and please do check me out on Twitch. Once again, it's twitch.tv/HellenSebastian. I'll drop the link down into the description, and feel free to subscribe and hit that thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Until next time.